Oh man.
Where are you going, man? Hey! Bye-bye!
I didn't want to get out of their shot.
And Jay is here. Hi, Jay.
How are you?
Welcome. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm good. How are you?
Thank you so much. We are much better with this Corvette right next to us.
Thank you for coming.
I have many questions about this car, but I would like to start with the front end first. Let us know the original specs of the car, because it's like a monster right now, but what was it before?
It looks like a monster now. It was not a monster before. As you see before you, a field. This is where the car was found. Not in this field, but a field.
You found it?
No, a friend of mine bought it for his wife.
Okay.
And she hated it as soon as she saw it. So he had to sell it right away. And he said, "You want to buy a Corvette?" And I hadn't even seen the car yet. I said, "Sure." I mean, everybody wants a Corvette, right? I mean, every kid wants a Corvette.
Yes.
So I bought the car sight unseen, very inexpensively. And
like how much? Just we are
like
wondering.
$1,000 Canadian.
How much?
$1,000.
Just $1,000.
Yes, yeah, cheap. Very well. I mean, I thought it was cheap. I didn't know it was going to cost me this much money now. So basically, the back end of the car was hit. So it had accidented before. The interior was completely trashed. It had mice and
mice inside?
Lots of mice.
Wow.
All the seats, the fabrics, everything had to be thrown in the garbage. There was rat's nest behind the dashboard. It was in very, very bad shape. Everything was rusty. The brakes didn't work. Nothing worked. The exhaust was falling off of it. It was in pretty bad shape.
Okay, initially, how much did it cost to you just make it an ordinary car?
Well, you see,
I'm so interested in the money. I'm just a regular one, just starts and walks and stops.
So you can buy one of these completely stock for about maybe $4,000 or $5,000.
Okay.
I didn't want a stock car. Obviously, I like to modify things.
Who says that?
I like to make things my own, just a little different. So I got on Google, I was looking around. It was sitting in my garage for a while. I had it trailered to an apartment I was living at. It sat there for 6 months before I decided to work on it. The conditions were not right for where I was obviously owning the car. And then my fiance now, who we are getting married soon.
Oh, congrats.
Thank you. At the time, she was my girlfriend. We had just met, and I told her this is my project, and she was on board right from day one. There's some clips I'll send you that she's inside the engine bay working and stuff.
So she supports you very well, huh?
She supported me right from the beginning.
You're so lucky.
I am very lucky. Thank you.
Like me.
I don't think she knew it was going to be like this. It was kind of we just kept adding and adding to it. So I got on Google and I was looking up custom C4 Corvettes. If you look up any car, you just say your car and then custom, you'll get all kinds of people who have made custom cars. I found a rendering from a guy named Brad Builds. He does a lot of stuff for like Rotiform and a bunch of other big companies. And he had a wide body C4 Corvette. It was red.
Not like this?
It was very much, it was close. It was very close.
Okay.
And I fell in love right away. It had more vents on here. It had more aero on it. It was a little different. So I reached out to him. I didn't think I was going to get a response because he has a huge following. And he responded right away. So I said, "Do you mind if I build this car?" I said, "I'm looking to build it." And he said, I don't mind at all. Go ahead.
So you're lucky the second time with your...
Very lucky, yes. Very lucky.
Fiance and this guy.
Yes. So then... Obviously the luck changed every so often, up and down, because the car fights you every single way as you're trying to build it. So at the very beginning, I was looking for wheels. So I looked at the wheels first. I needed something very wide, and I was trying to do this very inexpensively.
I will show this, maybe you can see right now. When I first saw your account, there was the wheels, and it's not like related with the car.
No.
Just different Republic.
That's right. Yeah, it was completely...
Like a half an arm out of the car.
That's right.
It was crazy.
It looked like a monster truck. Like
yes,
it was
just like that.
Yeah, like I could drive over anything. So we started with the wheels. I wanted to buy something very wide. The only way you get this wide is with like a three-piece, which is very expensive.
Is it three-piece?
No, these are a forged wheel. So these are basically truck wheels. This is from a company called Fuel, and I have the same wheels on my truck, actually.
You told me the wheels are the truck specs, but do you know the width and the ETU values of the wheels?
Yes, so these are a Fuel Off-Road SFJ 20 by 12.
20 by 12.
20 by 12,
Wow.
front and back. They are a ET minus 44
Minus 44 and 12. That's
And
the
12.
huge specs.
with an 1.5-inch spacer. So we've got about 7 inches of poke here.
Like you have minus 80 or something.
Probably close to 60.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least minus 60 for sure.
Wow.
So buying new wheels will be an issue. I'll have to do a lot of measuring, obviously. Because I would like to put some different ones on it
That's
at some
crazy.
point.
That's crazy measurement, yeah. Even
It
for
is,
a
yeah.
truck, not for a car.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So here in Canada, you can't have your wheels sticking out outside of your fenders, obviously.
Regularly, okay.
So we had to make them go over. So we
you-
started
you-
with the wheels. We put the car all the way to the ground, and then we started building on top of the wheels. So I put them on the car, and then obviously they didn't fit. So I had to start cutting. I cut all the fenders all the way through here, in the top, probably about 5 or 6 inches, front and back. And then it just looked crazy. It was just tires, and then it sat that way for a long time.
What the hell you were thinking about?
So, but that's the thing. I was just looking around Google. I was looking on the internet for some inspiration. In my opinion, it's not the nicest looking Corvette when it's stock. It's very boxy. It's very 80s. I love 80s cars, but this had it was very strange looking, like very kind of like a triangle. So I had
Triangle,
to,
okay,
yeah. So I had to
right.
make it, kind of flow with the rest of the car, kind of get some curves and stuff like that. It's very boxy, and I wanted to kind of curve it out.
What about the design? Did you design those fenders and everything yourself, or
Yeah.
you have just bought them, or as far as I know, you just made them in a garage?
Correct.
Most parts, right?
Yep. So once we had just bought this house just about a year, I think we've been there now. And once the car was in there, we got to work. So basically, once we moved into the house, we got to work. I got a hold of a guy, Brandon, who
Yeah.
you guys met, I think, a few times.
Yep.
Denny's Customs. He does a lot of custom cars, custom paint, things like that.
Yeah, he basically do customs, yeah?
Yeah, he does
basically,
custom
yeah.
stuff. So he started,
Basically.
I believe, with motorcycles and things like that. And he's moving into larger scale stuff, or at least I'm trying to get him to move into larger scale stuff. He did a great job on this car. And what happened was he came over as we know him through a mutual friend, Ryan, who is Mount Media. And the front splitter I had already made out of foam. So just the car, giant wheels, and there was just this piece on the front that was made of foam. And he came and he looked at it and he was like, yeah. And right away he was in. He was in right away. So he said he was on board. We would work together to build this machine.
How long does it take for the fenders? Because they are huge. First of all, they are huge.
They are huge. So they are almost 7 inches wide on either side. So we added almost 7 inches of width on
Wow.
either side of the car. The car is now 83 inches wide. I tried to get 84 inches because it's a 1984, but that didn't quite work out. It also wouldn't have fit on the trailer if that was the case.
Yes, I know the trailer.
So we built the fenders out of foam. We made like a skeleton out of foam strips, welded it on with hot glue, built up a cage, and then basically made it structural, so then you could lay fabric on top of it. We tried a different series of tape. So basically what happens is you put tape on the surface, and then you can lay fiberglass matting and resin on top of it to make the structure. So these are not foam, these are fiberglass, and they are super solid.
He is just sharing his joy and everything, which is great, which is we are looking for sure.
Absolutely.
If otherwise, you won't be able to do that or finish that, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. Just I can feel him, and we support him for
Thank
sure.
you, thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's people like you that come and you're interested in knowing about the car. That is huge. So I
So it's paying back to you.
absolutely. I really appreciate you coming out. And this spot is awesome. It's great. So each fender, I'd say, probably took a few weeks each to build out of fiberglass. The hardest part was smoothing it out, making sure it's straight. That's where Brandon really came in and really shined because of his experience with body work and painting and things. He knew what we had to do to get it straight. Despite all of the YouTube negative comments we got, we still finished it.
Did
and
you
it was
have
fantastic.
so much?
Absolutely.
Really?
Well,
what
we had
did
some.
they say?
Some people call us clowns.
Clowns, yeah. Yeah, I got used to have them, so don't worry.
For sure.
I'm the guy doing something like you. You saw just the pictures and
Of course,
videos, so
yeah.
I'm used to it. So feel free to tell them
For
and
sure.
say hi to them. So, did you see the clone? Yes.
Absolutely.
It's
yeah.
going to be a world famous clone. Right there.
I hope so. I hope so.
There's an air vent here.
Yes. So,
So
this
we can see the sun shining in
all the way
it.
through. Yes. So eventually this will be, covered. There'll be a blockage here, maybe a grill, something like that. The hardest part of this kit, I think, was cutting the lines. It was all built as one piece, the front, the back, and we didn't want to cut it. I really wanted to just have it all open as one piece.
So was it one piece?
It was one piece all the way through, yeah.
So you cut it?
Same with the front and the back. And it was probably the most nerve-wracking part because this was all one piece all the way built. And Brandon, I let him do it because I was very nervous.
if it works, Brandon breaks it.
Absolutely, yeah. If he breaks it, he can fix it, yeah. So we had to make a little notch. I wanted to keep the trim all the way around the car also.
So this was completely one piece, huh?
Correct, yeah.
Wow, that's a big job.
It was very stressful. We did a lot of measuring. You can do it with tape. Basically, you put some packing tape all the way down here, or painter's tape, and then as you're cutting, you make a nice line. So the trick was to mount these to the car permanently and then add lots of support. So when you cut it, this piece obviously didn't fall off. It would stay exactly where it was.
How did it attach to the door?
So inside the door, there's some metal brackets and things like that.
Right here.
Yeah. So there's felt, so we don't have metal on paint. We have it very carefully placed on here. This is not done. We're gonna obviously close this up and make it nice because you can see right through into the back tire also.
Yeah, I'll hear that. There's one more here. Now that makes sense. I thought maybe you just stick them. No.
So I wanted to see the line, but I didn't want to see the bolts. So I made it
That's a good idea.
So I made it that much more complicated for myself.
But it's much better.
It pays off in the end.
What about the mirrors? Are these in the original shape or you changed it?
These are original C4 mirrors. They are steel. Underneath, they're steel. On top.
Originally, is it steel?
Yes.
Oh.
So I took the mirrors off. I placed them on a frame, and then we poured epoxy.
Epoxy, yes,
Yep.
I know it.
So we put epoxy on the mirror itself, on the metal mirror, painted it black, and then we sprinkled carbon flakes on top of it.
So it's like forged carbon, right?
So it looks like it looks like forged carbon. But it's just
very alike.
yeah, but it's just chopped carbon. So and then many layers of carbon or epoxy on top of it.
So it's rock solid.
It is rock solid, yeah. It still needs another buffing, and we need to put some clear coat on it. The epoxy doesn't last very long in the sunshine. It gets very yellow. So we have to sand this down one more time, and then we'll put some clear coat on it.
I see.
Living in the country, doing this stuff in a garage, bugs and things fly. I don't have the proper, obviously, clean space to do all this work. We did the best with what we had. And with the wing and with some of these.
Let's show the wing at the same time, since we are talking about the same material. Is it also steel?
So this is also the same thing. However, this is a replica Greenwood wing. And this used to be mounted to the bumper. So it was lower. It had different mounts. I had extended the wing out and down as well, and then put some carbon on it. The wing was made of fiberglass.
Okay.
The wing stock is made of fiberglass. What we did was extend the wing, and we added these pieces on the side. So I will send you the...
you extended this.
Yeah, so it basically stopped here.
Oh,
and I had
the detail.
Yeah, so I had to extend it with the same foam that we used for here. And then you wrap it in fiberglass. And then the same concept with the steel. You put black, carbon flakes, and then you pour epoxy on top of it. The taillights are homemade. They are manufactured right at home. I started with these taillights when I bought the car. I got way ahead of myself before I started the bodywork, and I started making the taillights. I was in a lighting group on Facebook, where it's a great place to join other groups and things like that, where you can learn from other people.
Yeah, meet people also.
And I proposed an idea, and I was asking for some help, if anybody had some ideas. And a good friend of mine now, Yuri, who lives in France, helped me design the PCB boards for these. And they're actually custom made just for this car because the rendering shows half lit circles. And then when you put the brakes, they come on. And then on the turn signal side,
oh,
they do
now
that.
we got you. There are many LEDs inside, right?
Yes, I believe there is 144 per light.
Per light.
Per light. So each LED diode had to be soldered onto the board individually. It took a long time. I also 3D printed the buckets that are in it. I was looking at, while doing a project, should I have someone make them or should I buy the parts and try to make them myself, or buy the tools and try to make them myself? So I bought a 3D printer over COVID and throughout Christmas.
Since you had time?
Yeah, since I had lots of time. And it took 20 hours per light. So they do show modes and they do all kinds of things which you'll see in the video. And it really draws the people into the car, and they really like to see it.
Like the front ones?
Like the front ones as well. So the front ones are also handmade. They are stock housing. So that is the actual stock 84 Corvette fog light. And I deconstructed it, took it all apart, cut the housings in half, and put a piece of aluminum panel and put some LED strips on it, like in a matrix kind of pattern.
I'm going to ask to make a show with them.
Well, of course.
For sure, I have to do that after you
yes, of course.
talk about that much.
Of course. Fog lights. There used to be a fog light and a turn signal. Now they function just like they do stock. However, now we can add some fun stuff. Ooh. So this is powered by a Blue Ghost lighting controller.
From here?
Through this app here. And this carries all the functions of the car, as well as changing show modes, and
let's see.
You can program them completely. This system makes it very easy for you to wire anything, anyway. So the wiring is the easy part. The programming is also the easy part. This is actually a really good system, and this is where I met the guy who had helped me. Thank you to Yuri, because yeah, I know he's in France, but when he comes to visit, he will come and visit us.
Great job, Yuri.
For sure. Yes, absolutely.
Applause for you. It was a great job. What about the rear, the stop lights? Are you controlling them from from here as well?
I can control them individually, and I can also control them the same.
Let's see.
You want to see? Oh, have a look.
I saw it already. Good, 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 good.
And then we can change it again. So it's definitely a big attraction to the car. It brings a lot of people in, especially at a nighttime show. We were at a meet in Montreal on the weekend, and it was getting dark. It was from 6 at night till 10 at night.
Yeah, you started to show off.
And I started to put the lights on, and the crowd started coming. What is that? What is that? And they wanted to see. So you don't see any Corvettes like this. Not like
obviously.
This. Not like this, no. But I am really glad that people do like it. I did build it for me, and I do enjoy it the way it is. A air ride setup.
Your or?
Mine, yes. So you could buy an air management system, AccuAir and things like that. They're very expensive. In my opinion, I was trying to make it a budget build. Looking back, I would have bought one of those. It makes it so much simpler. I'm not sponsored by anyone, but if I had the funds at the time, I definitely would have. Let me take you inside.
Hold on. I have a question again.
Please.
From here, from the beginning till here, how much we spent? Fenders,
you want to know? You want to know?
Skirts and mirrors, the wing and the tires. Also, there are huge tires. It's like 3, 15 and 20 here in the rear, and
315, 35, 20, all the way around.
All the way. Oh, it's a square setup.
Yes.
Okay, so how much we spent until the air?
Including the price of the car.
Yeah,
I have spent.
Go ahead.
I would say close to $40,000.
For the here.
Yes, not including 3 years of labor.
Plus interior, no engine mods, no
some
like
engine mods,
mods.
Just some that didn't cost anything. Porting of the head, cleaning it up,
we
gaskets. Yeah, that all includes everything. Gaskets, paint, everything.
So pop the air. We are going to see that. Now we are over 40.
Yeah, now we're over 40. Here's some more money.
Show us.
Woo! That's the best part of the car. So in here, you can see manual solenoids. So we have front and back. So only the front and only the back rear.
So they're independable.
Correct. So
Four of them, right?
yes. So there isn't any ride sensors. It's very raw. It's not anything really fancy. The only thing that's fancy is a digital gauge that is on the dash, which you can see later when it gets a little darker. It tells you how much air is in the front and how much air is in the back. All of these were hand bent with copper. I made a lot of mistakes,
Like what?
and it cost quite a bit of money.
What you have done? Tell
Well,
us.
through trial and error. So what you want to do is try and make it as, symmetrical as possible and the same on either side. The issue is it's very hard to do when you're doing something like this. I mean, at least for myself, basically you want to go in and out from one side and that's it. I had to make it complicated. I wanted it to look different, nice. And I just
because of this.
Yeah, so this is completely unnecessary, but it looks
But
cool.
It's a show car.
Yeah,
since
I mean,
right
it's for
now.
show. I like to polish it and, I take my time and do that kind of thing. But I built all of this outside of the car. It is sitting on a nice board. And I built it outside of the car, bent all the copper. And then once it was made, completely wired up, I was able to put it into the car as one full piece.
You bented this copper.
Yes,
Where?
at home.
At home?
Yes.
While you're watching TV?
No.
No, not that easy. Like you're bending it.
No, so you get a roll of copper. It's about 25 feet long,
Okay.
and it's in a spool. So copper is very soft, so you're able to bend it, and it takes vibration very well. If you use aluminum, it's very rigid, and it's prone to cracking and leaking.
Very nice from every angle. I'm just checking it from the back, from this side, and
Checking
from
my work. Thank you.
front. Yes.
Yes, of
I'm
course.
going to approve it.
Of course.
Just give me $50.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So each of these is a power bank. I've got zero odd gauge wire running up to a battery in the front. So all your power is here and all your grounds are here. Because the car is fiberglass, there is not a lot of places to get a ground from.
Yeah, I see.
You want to see what makes this thing so powerful?
Yes. What about the stock specs of this car?
So the stock specs of this car, obviously you can see it's not finished on the inside. We are going to do some artwork in here. It's going to kind of bring it all together. That's another project, you would be surprised. This is an L83. This is the stock engine, the Crossfire injection engine from 84. It was also offered in 83 and 82.
It's V8.
It is a V8, 5.7 liter, the slowest Corvette ever made.
It was or still is?
Well, I mean, it is. Yeah, definitely it is, especially now. So this brings in a whopping 205 horsepower. Very, very slow. But not a lot of people like this engine. And I mean, myself being one of them also. Eventually, it'll change. That was the least of the problems. It starts, it moves, it drives. No problems.
I just wanted to show the wheels.
For sure.
Just,
They are quite big, yes.
we have a little bit more here. So this step is crazy.
Yes.
Not see something like this every day.
So normally there would be something inside of here to obviously protect the engine from the dirt. In order for me to be able to turn the tires, I had to remove all of it. There's also the battery used to be here. You can see some leftover wiring that will be covered up. The battery used to be here. It is now inside under the car. The other side shows a new setup for power and connections, things like that. I've removed the AC, the heat, all the HVAC is gone. It's basically stripped down. I wanted it to be kind of simple and easy to change once we are ready to change the engine. So all the electronics are kind of starting to get out of the car. All of the emission stuff is going to get out of the car. Gone. We want to make it simple and we want to make it sound good. We want to make it fast eventually.
So I'm just starting it. 1, 2, 3. Wow, first launch.
Smells like money.
air is okay.
Yeah, we have to be very careful.
Yes. You don't want to leave the bumper here.
We don't want to leave the bumper here, no.
Now I wonder how it feels to be inside the car. It's so loud. Oh. Yeah, just the rocks.
There goes the rocks.
You know what? It's not so uncomfortable. I was expecting such a worse scenario here. Oh. But it's still good.
That's not too bad, yeah.
It's still one piece, so that matters.
It's not too bad on a smooth road. It's nice on a smooth
How
road.
about the airbag? Do you think can you drive it as a daily drive? So I think it's comfortable. Just about the airbags.
Yeah, I think
not
it
the
could.
car.
I think it could if the climate was okay. But here with the snow and stuff,
You can now.
I don't think we should, no.
I think it's good, yeah.
So you're saying I did a good job?
Yes. Another improvement here.
Thank you. Oh, the fastest I've had it was 120
Really?
on the trailer.
In this shape, on the train. Okay. I was surprised otherwise.
No, we've had it, I think probably 80. I think it's total, like down the street, because that's the speed limit. We follow the speed limit.
Great job.
Yes,
because
thank
you're going to be worried about the parts. It's so close to the ground.
That too, yes.
It's maybe unrepairable, or it's going to cost lots of money or time if you break them, right?
Well, the issue is that if you scratch or you break any one of the pieces, the whole piece has to be repainted.
Yeah.
And because of the custom color, it would be a little difficult to match it. But that's why we have Brandon. Brandon is a master at painting. This is the purge for the tank. So we're letting air out of the tank to kind of clean it out. And you've got down and up.
Glass top.
The roof comes off. It is plastic.
Okay.
The roof comes off and it is a Targa top.
But is it? I'm just killing mosquitoes
That's right.
here. Do we used to see something like this, or you made it glass?
No, this is stock, so this comes this way. The reason it's on right now is because I haven't finished the trims. Obviously, you can see
there.
some of the stuff's not finished. Rubber has to go here, and there has to be some trims. Otherwise, it doesn't look that nice when you take off the roof, and it's just bare metal. So, for now, the roof stays on. It also looks very nice because it's gloss.
Yeah, it's like a moon roof here.
That's right. A big moon roof.
Look at that. Where's the door handle here?
Outside.
Outside. Oh.
Yeah, I haven't finished that yet. There are many. Yeah, push. There you go.
I got it. Okay, someone take me out. Don't break this here.
There you go. You're getting old.
Okay, just before we close this
Yes.
beautiful review, I
Thank
just
you.
really enjoyed it. But one last question.
Please.
Who thought about this license plate?
That was all me. That was
Yeah.
all me.
We can see the Y,
She
obviously.
is so thick.
Thick, yes.